Hi guys, it's Bryce with Personal Swing. So today, this is my fourth attempt at this video. My phone's died on me, I've forgotten stuff, my speech has been horrible, but fourth time's the charm, am I right? So today, I got my punching bag, I got my gloves. I'll be going over a couple different styles of fighting. I do MMA, and this will be kind of some of my fitness for the day. I've learned a little bit from Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, and karate and boxing, and a little bit from this. I was blanking on the name, and I still haven't gotten it yet. It'll probably pop into my head maybe sometimes in the video. It's a type of Chinese martial arts, though. But certain types of fighting skills I can't actually show on the punching bag. So today I'll mostly be showing you Muay Thai, karate, and boxing. Before I get into the boxing portion though, I really wanted to go through some ideas I had for the channel. Since I don't have a lot of subscribers, I kind of thought it'd be easier to show off in a video. So in this idea for a video, I'd go out with a couple of my friends to a park or something, and we'd basically be playing hide-and-go-seek tag. So the way it works is the person who's it has to, let me backtrack a little. The reason why I decided on doing something a little more fun and game-like is even though it's a game and it seems almost kind of childish, these were great exercises for us as kids. A lot of running, so that's cardio, and PE gave us a lot of the stuff we needed to do as well. So my idea was kind of combining the two, in the sense that whoever the seeker is, so what they would do is they would go and look for the people, but every 5 minutes that they don't find somebody, they would have to do 15 push-ups at the end. So say they can't find anybody, or they find everybody, but it took them, say, 15 minutes. Because this is just a workshop though, so obviously I might change it up a little bit, but that would mean that they would have to do 45 push-ups at the end. But the catch for the people who are hiding is if they get caught, they have to do sit-ups until the last person is caught. So if you're the first person caught, you're doing sit-ups until the end, and if you're the last person caught, good for you. And if you're the second last person to be caught, then it could suck for you as well, because you'll be still doing push-ups. Let me know what you think of the idea in the comments below. Let's get started in today's video. So today I'm going to start off with some basic boxing techniques, some jabs and hooks and uppercuts. I can't really do uppercuts on a punching bag because I don't have... There's a type of punching dummy called the Bob realistic human punching dummy kind of thing. It's the ones that basically have the torso and the face. Those ones are really easy and good for practicing like uppercuts and even certain elbow techniques from Muay Thai, kneeing. A lot of what people don't understand is Muay Thai is actually very dangerous, and that's why you don't see a lot of professional just Muay Thai in the US, because it uses a lot of knees and elbows. And actually, maybe I'm a little off by this because this is from a TV show. It was a fiction TV show. But when I watched it, they said that a lot of Muay Thai was done underground back in Thailand, and it was a sport that you were pretty much almost enslaved into, and you had to fight for your freedom. So that's why it's pretty much almost a fight to kill kind of thing. I only know a few moves, so you don't have to worry. I'm not out to kill anybody or anything. So I'll just get into the boxing though. So before I get started, I might talk in numbers. So I'm dominant with my right hand. So that for fighting stance, that means my left foot is forward and firmly planted. Your feet are shoulder width apart. You lower your body a little bit. You're kind of keeping more weight on your back foot though, so you can lunge forward to get some nice momentum for your strike. Now, let me go back to what the number thing was though. So the number one is always the punch with your dominant fist. So in my case, 1 is my right jab, 2 is my left jab, 3 is my right hook, 4 is my left hook, 5 is my right uppercut, and 6 is my left uppercut. Now, these are just really basic moves. I don't know awesome boxing techniques that a lot of people do know, because like I said, I just kind of dabble in a little bit of everything. I get my hands on from YouTube, and I had a trainer back in Washington, but we didn't end up getting to train very often because it was in the middle of kind of us moving. So how it's going to work is I'll show you the basic 1-2 combo, and you can actually get some pretty nice hits and strikes off with just 1-2. The one thing I do want to say about boxing and any martial arts, a lot of people think you just punch and you go back. Punch, 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 punch. But that won't do anything. That is something that it'll just basically hit impact for split seconds and you won't do anything. Right now I'm not in stance, so that's not like real punching. But what you want to do is you want to punch through your target. And that's when you'll see like you're almost straight arming. So what I did when I was first learning it from my teacher, when I had, I think, about 4 lessons back in Washington, he would have me strike right before the punching bag and then just keep my arm out. And so then when I came closer for the actual punches, it was like, I don't know. But that is one thing, or I don't know how to explain it better than that at least. So here's the 1-2 combo. So very simple, just a lot of people just go 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 when they're fighting in boxing and stuff. And then of course you throw in the hooks and the uppercuts and some of the other moves. In boxing, you actually never use your legs though, which is a common misconception. Leg movement is mainly done in UFC because UFC is an MMA championship. So mixed martial arts. But anyway, I'm going to take my stance, lower the body. What I like to do is I actually like to add a little bounce. Even though it looks like I'm trying to put weight on my right foot, it makes me a little more unpredictable because when I add bounce, it means I can quickly almost look like I'm going to lunge forward constantly because it almost looks like I'm ready. But then when I am ready, I just... That was a bad one. I kind of overdid it and went up. That's bad jab form. You don't want your shoulder to go up. You want it to basically come right out of your body. You don't want there to be any like wind up, because if there's wind up, they can predict the move. So I'll kind of do a simple 1-2. I'll throw in some jabs. I'll try and call them out, but actually the one thing that I was taught is every punch you make is a large exhale. So it's kind of stuff. So if I'll try and go 1, 2, 3, or gee, well, messed that up first off with the numbers, but 1, 2, the kind of thing like that. So you can kind of hear and see what I'm doing. All right, so this is going to be just probably like a 45-second to a minute of boxing. Okay, ready? Here we go. Sometimes I gotta stop though, because if I spin the bag too much with the jab, it can ruin the gloves. And my stand isn't great, so it kind of moves back. But that's some basic boxing techniques. Just sorry. Try and do it in my, speak the words and do it in my mind. It's a little bit harder than I thought. Kind of pushing back again. Anyway, I'll move on to some karate. So I actually don't know a ton of karate. I know one illegal move, at least illegal in tournaments. And then I know a stance. So a lot of karate stances will look like this, almost straight forward, and you have your knees a little slacked, and it's just, there's no numbers in it, so I'm just used to the numbers kind of stuff. But what you'll end up doing for this stance is, instead of, I wish I could show this better, I just don't have a really good spot, so I'll kind of stand farther back. Instead of having your knees braced like this, you have them slightly inward and one slightly back. So when you take a hit, you can, hold on. This is why I don't have enough room for my legs. When you take a hit, you lean into the hit. While it seems like that's gonna hurt more, you'll take some of it and you'll just get back up and punch. Kind of stuff like that. I can't remember what the stance is called, and anybody who knows karate, maybe they can help me fix that stance. But it's kind of like inward legs, and it just gives you a little more center of balance. I don't do it perfectly though. The move that I know, I had the name of in my mind when I started this video, and I'm completely blanking on it. It's illegal in tournaments, so if you didn't know this move and you do karate and you do tournaments, don't do this. But it's a move that challenges a basic karate fighter instinct, or anyone's instinct. When you see a punch coming for the face, your instinct is going to be to put your hands up and block the face. But what people don't know, and at least from the person I watched, said people in karate who haven't seen this move before and aren't as well trained won't even think to protect the chest. So what it is almost like a double punch. So you're going with your punches, say you're doing MMA like me and you're just doing boxing punches. If you throw in, I was hoping that if I started to say throw in, I'd remember the name. But if you throw in this move, you'll basically throw them off track. It's always, jeez. I'm all messed up in the brain right now when it comes, because I'm trying to think of the name. I wanted to bring up first, the goal in any fight is to strike first. You don't necessarily have to strike hard. You don't have to wound them. It just will disorient them if you get the first hit. So what this does is it's a great first hit move, because what it does is you firmly plant your front foot when you're going into it, because normally you're staying pretty much on your back foot to go in for the punch and put weight and then come back, at least in boxing. For this karate move, you firmly plant on the ground. Some like to do it sideways, like your foot at an angle or sideways. I can't do it that well if I'm sideways or diagonal, but you come up and punch like that. It may look dumb, and I know this, because some of my friends think it looks stupid, but if you come in like that, they're going to try and block the one coming for your face, and they'll totally forget about the chest. And if you can do it right, you can put about just as much impact on the bottom fist as you can with the top fist, as long as you're good with both arms. So that's the karate techniques I know. And lastly, I'll just go over some quick Muay Thai. Like I said, I don't know a lot about Muay Thai. Muay Thai is a lot like normal boxing, except in the sense you use knees and elbows. Basically the bonier parts of the body, because they're supposed to do more damage. And that's why when you see Muay Thai, you have a very limited amount of moves that you're allowed to do in fights. And you have to do them properly. For Muay Thai, it's a lot of the same strikes, jabs, but you're a lot closer almost. So it's like you're keeping it close. So then you can go with punch, elbow, knee. I wish this was a better bag. It's a lighter weight bag. It's still 120 pounds, but when you go to gyms, they mainly have 150, 180s, or 200s. So it's a little lightweight, so when I do my knees, it swings a lot more. I also don't have I don't know if you can see it, but Normally bags will have a chain at the bottom with a weight to keep it so it doesn't move as much. I don't have one. I got the punching bag in a kit, but it didn't come with a stand. I actually bought the stand separately. It only came with these gloves, the bag, and a jumping rope jump rope for speed, because doing short hops is what increases like speed, I don't know, and preciseness, because or precision, sorry. Because if you're going like this, and the goal is to do little short movements and to still get it all the way over, and so when you're hopping like this, you're barely coming up off the ground, but you're still having enough time for the rope to go beneath you. So that helps with speed, if you didn't know that. That's just something I learned from my instructor back in Washington. But like I was saying about Muay Thai, it's a lot of almost really close combat, because the closer you are, the more unpredictable you can be. In Muay Thai, you still want to try and punch through your opponents because you'll be closer, but it's a little bit harder, especially with the bag like this. But you keep close so you can get in for those knees and those elbows. It's also good if you have a long reach, because then you can come out, and then once you knock them off their feet, you come in and go for the knee. A very common move used in Muay Thai is actually punching them in the chest, and while they come down from going like this, you grab them by the back of the neck and knee their face. You can't really do it on a punching bag, but it would look kind of like punch. If he recoiled back, I'd grab him and go like that. But again, and like you can do it from the side too, because you always want to make sure it's a precise movement. You don't just, like, if you were doing a kick, you don't want to just go ah kind of stuff, because you do it all willy-nilly, you might miss your target kind of thing. You want to make sure you're watching and go in, punch. You want to also be planning ahead when you're doing fights like this. Whew! Man, I'm glad I'm doing this because I haven't exercised in a while. But anyway, that's kind of the end of my video. If I had a sparring partner and the equipment, I would also try and show some things on an actual person. But again, I don't have that kind of stuff. I don't have the equipment. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Smash that like button and subscribe. I hope to see you in the next video. I'll try and post again in a couple days. I got some work to do and school's starting back up, so you know, it can be kind of difficult with everything that's going on, especially with COVID. So I'll let you know, and have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!